Voters venture into sub-zero temperatures Monday to kick off the U.S. Republican presidential nomination race with the Iowa caucuses. It's the first major test of whether frontrunner Donald Trump can defeat rivals Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. With a commanding lead in the polls, the former president is expected to win the Midwestern states first in the nation vote handily. The 2024 primary session begins with Donald Trump well ahead of his Republican opponents on key measures of popularity. As per a new ABC News Ipsos poll, Joe Biden's job approval rating is dropped to a new low for any president in the past 15 years. Only 33% of those surveyed said that they approved of Biden. That's a drop from the previous poll in September 2023. Back then, 37% approved of the U.S. president's performance. Biden's disapproval rating, it's at 58%. That's up from 56%. Blizzards and a potential wind chill in some areas of minus 38 degrees Celsius or even colder. Iowans may have to contend with the coldest conditions in the modern era of presidential election campaigns. Trump and his leading rivals, Haley and DeSantis, were forced to cancel appearances in the home stretch of campaigning. The threat to Monday's turnout, it's added intrigue to a campaign session that's already something of an unknown quantity.
You're going to be first in the nation. So brave the weather and go out and save America, because that's what you're doing. This is really about saving our country.
Now, despite his apparent strength, the former president has been indicted 4 times since he was last a candidate. Trump is preparing for the potential collapse of his business empire in his native New York as a result of a civil fraud trial. The Iowa race, it's hardly competitive. A new NBC Media.com poll has Trump at 48% among likely caucus goers, with Haley surging into second place but still only at 20%. The poll was more bad news for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who scored just 16%. DeSantis insisted on Sunday that his very motivated backers would turn out in sufficient numbers to keep him relevant in a vote open only to registered Republicans. Haley, a former South Carolina governor, is looking to outperform expectations to cement her claim to be Trump's top challenger going into her preferred state of New Hampshire the following week. Speaking to Fox News, she said, I'm quoting here, "We've got to put these names of Biden and Trump in the past and look forward with new solutions." Iowa is notoriously poor predictor of the eventual nominee. However, it is considered crucial for winnowing the field as a springboard to the next few battlegrounds, which include Haley's home state. The Republican primary also features a number of low-polling candidates, including biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy has promised a third-place finish in Iowa but did not qualify for the final televised debate. Iowa's Democrats will also attend caucuses meetings at which local members of a political party gather to register their candidate preferences. But they will vote by mail from January until March. Biden is expected to comfortably defeat self-help author Marianne Williamson and Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips. For more on this, we were earlier joined by Stephen Golub, live from California, an international affairs expert and a political analyst. Listen to what he had to say.
It's far more important than it should be by virtue of going first. The media just focuses all sorts of attention on Iowa because it's the first time people actually show up and indicate their preferences in ways above and beyond just public opinion surveys. Since it goes first, if someone outperforms expectations, then they get a lot of momentum going into the next big vote, which is the primary in New Hampshire 8 days later. If they underperform, then they may lose momentum and it could hurt their candidacy. I don't think the Trump campaign should be worried because a lot of Trump supporters are really passionate about him. Some of them in an almost cultish way. So even though the overall turnout will diminish, he should still easily finish first. The real question is whether Nikki Haley will beat Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, for second place. And if she does, then that will give her a lot of momentum going into New Hampshire, which is a state where she's polling relatively well and even has a chance of beating Trump there. That is in New Hampshire.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.